Hey, buddy. How are you doing today? Very nice. I've never played Apex. Uh, I believe it's like an extraction shooter, isn't it? Or is it a hero shooter? Ah, nice, nice. Today we're just nothing, not a whole long, not a super long stream that I've got planned. I didn't even get any music up, but I guess doing some exploration for a special tool that the protagonist will be trying to get a hold of. It's called an amber lantern, and I'm just trying to figure out the specifics of it. I know that it's used to guide people through dangerous parts of the Vale, but it's like, but how? So I'm trying to figure that out. You're fine. Um, I'm just working on this item called an amber lantern, which is meant to be this uh, high techy sort of item that will allow people to traverse the most dangerous parts of the Vale. Hey, Sidon, how you doing? Honestly, the 3D model was not really an amber lantern, but I think I had it in the back of my head while I was making that. It just seemed like a kind of an easy model to make to start out with. Good. I'm doing good. Just doing some writing here. This is kind of like the every now and then I'll come to something that I don't fully understand in my own setting. Um, so I just try and like word dump until I find something that works. Well, the kind of canon that I have in mind for this, and let me preface that this is exploration, so it's not canon. So it's not actually canon right now. It's just what I think will be canon is that these lanterns are have been uncovered by a specific group clerics within Copper Vale known as the Temple of the Dreamer, and that it's just like some ancient these ain't like ancient relics that allow people to, I suppose, walk through the veil without fear of danger, or maybe it leads them to something. I know that I want them to be here, and I want it to be something that helps push our protagonist further along his path to escape the veil. Hey, Alex. Hope you're having a good day. What are you up to? Hmm. Let's try and run a little hypothetical here. Also, I don't know if this is like very entertaining or not. It's not really drawing, it's more just trying to come to an idea. But let's run through a little hypothetical here. Let's say we have our protagonist here. And this is the protagonist for what will be the story of Coppervale. This is the ghost. And the ghost wants to get out of this bitch. He wants out of the veil. No problem, Alex. I hope you sleep well. I'm good. I'm doing well. The ghost is not from Copper Vale. He got lost and appeared here like many others. The people who get lost here are called wayfarers. So the ghost learns from people in the village that he's staying at, the village of Red Fork, that in order to escape, what they think you have to do, because no one's ever come back to tell the tale, is that you have to go deeper into the veil. This is a theoretical thing, but they know that in order to go into what is called the heart of the forest, the deepest part of the veil, the most dangerous part, where most of the corrupt things like the Capra drones come from, that you need to speak with the clerics at this temple called the Temple of the Dreamer, and they need to give you this item called an Amber Lantern, because for some reason you need an Amber Lantern to go through the heart of the veil. It's just trying to figure out, like, well, why? What's the justification for that? Hey, thanks, Alex. Sounds good, man. So it wants to get out. Village elder says go deeper in the veil. Get an amber lantern from the clerics to protect you. So I guess that's like the simplest way that I can put it, is that he needs to go deeper into a temple to get a lantern, because the lantern is the only way to stay safe when going into the deeper parts of the forest. So I know that the amber lanterns are tied to magic. So lantern is a magic lantern. Amber has certain amber is like a special substance. It's not regular amber like in the real world. But it is a substance that can channel magic that comes from planes beyond our own. Very cool. Sounds like plenty of work to be done. This is very open ended to simply say that Amber can channel magic from beyond. Yes, that is the purpose that the lantern is going to serve. I almost imagine it like going to get this lantern as a bit of a trial. Well, at, well, once you get the lantern, the clerics who give it to you view it as a trial. Like, yeah, we'll give you the lantern to see if you can escape with it. And if you don't and you end up dying, the clerics will retrieve the lantern and bring it back. I imagine there's more than one, but probably not more than like 10. But these are like relics of the eldest kingdom that was in Coppervale. There is the idea that it could be turned into a just a spell casting device. Yeah, maybe like he needs it because it's just a very powerful weapon or defensive item. Like maybe it can shield him or cast fire. I could work on it a bit, but possibly strong. Strong spell casting item. And I don't imagine this as a spell casting focus per se. When you think of a focus, it's like it's to channel the magic that you know. It's yeah, it's the sorry, the cats are going crazy here. Um, but when you think of a focus, it's meant for like a wizard or a sorcerer or someone who already has magic within them in some way. Whereas I want this to be more of a device that can use magic despite you not having it within you. Like I guess the closest thing I can think to is like a lamp, not a lamp, a staff in Skyrim, where you know anyone can use a staff in Skyrim. You don't need, I mean, maybe you need like a little bit of training, I imagine, to use it, but you don't have to be a wizard or a mage to use a magical staff. Everything is contained within the item itself, and that's why these things are so powerful. It puts great spells in anyone's hand. Hey, Bard. I'm I'm just word vomiting here, trying to like figure out how something in this setting works. I am designing something called an amber lantern. I'm trying to figure out how it works. Uh, I guess I'm basically doing my writing process in, but I'm just doing it on stream instead. Uh, Basically, this magical item that serves as a as some kind of protective item for traversing the deepest and most dangerous parts of the veil. It's just trying to find out like how exactly it does that. You know, is it a weapon? Is it a ward? Is it a charm? Yes, it is. No, basically, if I was not like word vomiting out of my mouth, I'd be word vomiting by typing. Faster than light speed values. So I appreciate how much thought and I guess detail goes into your work side. Yeah, yeah. Um, I imagine these are artifacts of the oldest kingdom that was in Copper Vale. Um, and it's interesting because these things are actually a bit more techy than what people are used to in the Vale. This is a pretty strong medieval setting, which is why it's so odd to see some this mechanical device um, in this place. They're my girlfriend's cats, but I've kind of become the second parent to the cats just because they've known me so long, and I think that um, one of them likes me better than her. But don't tell her. You just try and like sketch out how I see this thing in my head. There's a very rough idea of what it might look like. Yeah, like almost steampunkish, like gears. I imagine like it's these really old gears just twisting on it, possibly. Yeah. Lily S. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that channel, Bard. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. Uh I'm assuming Shiro is how it's pronounced. Hey, nice. What's your thing, Shiro? What kind of world building stuff are you working on? Maybe with like some little adornments by the clerics who have these things. This is like just a rough, like literally just what I see, kind of what I see in my head whenever I think about these things. Oh yeah, it's a very good idea. Doing your homework before you like jump into things. It's smart siding. Just like jumping on other stuff while you have other stuff cooking. This looks like it would be a bitch to carry, but something like this. Just like gave one to the ghost here. No, he doesn't have it yet. He needs it. Oh. So once again, this is a, we'll say a, I guess we'll call it a magician's device, in that it puts magic in the hands of ordinary people. And I guess from here, it's basically trying to figure out more about the magic system. Very like I've not I've put a little bit of thought into the magic system of this setting. Like I have this substance called amber, which can be used to cast spells. It's like a it's so hard to like not get into spoiler territory when talking about this kind of stuff. I feel like that's kind of the one of the toughest parts about world building for me is trying to give away enough to have content, but not give away too much so you don't spoil everything. I imagine it could be like held on the hip, attached there. Here's what we're gonna do. Maybe to figure out more about the Amber Lantern, we have to figure more out about Amber. So named after hardened sap, but not the same. Still a golden yellow substance, hardened. It's just like bears a very striking resemblance Torrefaction. And what's a torrefaction again? Sign? Hmm. I originally named it Amber because I also imagined that it was able to store magical power inside of it, similar to how like insects and whatnot were inside of it. I think it might be something closer to storing, I guess, other dimensions within it, other realities. Hmm. And pool energy from other dimensions and cast. So that makes sense. I guess just to put it simply, when holding this amber lantern, you would have the ability to pull from, say, a dimension of fire and just cast a fireball with it. Just a very surface level idea. What if going back to like storing stuff in it, maybe if it would change the spell depending on what was stored inside it? Kind of like a little skull. I don't think that quite works. There's a lot to consider with that. I see. Maybe the amber is consumed. And that would make sense. I don't want it to be able to just. I don't want people with these lanterns to just be able to keep casting magic. You know, that would be like way overpowered. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I had this idea that about how amber could be harvested. I had this idea about within the Vale, or at least the deeper parts of it, these massive like heads would sprout from the ground. They would just be weeping and like liquid amber. So maybe at this temple that I was mentioning, where the clerics reside, the ones who have these lanterns, maybe they have one of these there, and that's how they get the amber for the lanterns. Hey, very spooky. I had a name for these things. Let me see if I can find it. I kind of forgot that these were a thing.
You wonder.
Sorry about that. Can't find the name of it right now. My browser is being a little weird. My Figma page where I keep my world building. I see. It appears Figma has an update, and that's why it's running so slow. One of those updates where it makes everything go slower, I see. Yeah, I'm super excited for Bard's new video. Hey, Joe. How are you? Ah, they're called crone trees. So because they strike a bearing resemblance to crones. And they have like a bit of like a bark like outer layer. And the fun thing about amber is that, you know, so very few people use it for anything, and you can use it for like, you can't really use it for anything other than magical purposes, so like no one else wants it. Like it's like worthless to anyone else. So you can just find it. Hmm. Yeah, I'm unsure if it's like if it literally guides you to it, if it literally guides you to the escape, or if it's simply like a strong magical tool that is, you know, very helpful in getting you there. Although it would be interesting to explore that. Maybe it works like a compass almost. That would make sense for more mechanical stuff in your setting. I know it's already like pretty high sci-fi from what I could tell. So is the lantern simply for spells? Or also a compass? Well, that's cool. Like like two items that are almost linked to each other, so they want to be together. But yeah, more little factions to work on for the setting, goals to work on, work up to. Also, a compass. Just to shape. And that seems like a little. If that is a cool idea, but I'm also just thinking like, why? Okay, I can think of a lore justification for why think I think I can, but I don't want to say it because like I feel like what I'm doing, like what I'm sharing about the Amber stuff, is already very like not quite spoilery, but I feel like it's getting close, like to spoiler territory for the story. What I'll say is under I can justify it to myself why this substance, this amber substance, would be drawn to the deepest part of Copper Vale. Exactly. I struggle with it. I struggle with it a lot. But the question is what? I mean, I think I know why it would be drawn to the deepest part of the veil, but I don't want to share it. But like, what does that even mean? Drawn to it? It's not gonna like actually like skedaddle toward it. Like, what does it mean to be like, like what? How? I feel like writing lore is like interrogating myself. Oh, a theory crafting already. I like that. So if you can find regular old amber, like seeping from a crone tree, like these right here, what about putting it in this mechanical lantern is going to make it be drawn to the deepest part of the veil, the possible escape from the veil. Awesome. I've never been very much of a writer. I've always loved the idea of making my own world, and I mean worlds. Um, but the process does not come very naturally to me. Maybe the lantern like activates it, and maybe once it's like quote unquote activated, then it kind of has this way of bringing people toward, has this way of, I don't know, pointing toward where you need to go. I'm definitely, I think I might be overthinking this because at the end of the day, this can fall under the very convenient title of ancient technology. I don't need to understand everything about it. Like, no one's going to understand everything about it because it's ancient. I feel that deciding. I mean, not that it's been like natural for me, but like getting people to see your work. Um, like for a long time, I had kind of that trouble, but it was very helpful to find communities like these online to share my work with. Yeah. Hmm. Let's do a little hypothetical again here. Let's say we've got a cleric. I don't know what these clerics look like yet, but let's just imagine they look like this. Why am I putting so much work into this? Oh man, he lied. Okay, so there he is. He was a cleric of the Temple of the Dreamer. So one of this guy's like biggest things, one of his biggest like reasons to go on in life is to protect the lanterns. And I don't know, let's say that he wants to prepare a lantern for our protagonist, the ghost. So he's gonna load it up with a piece of amber, and I don't know, he'll probably like give like a few extra pieces for the road, as a treat. And once it's loaded, it will begin twisting and turning. And no matter how you turn it, it'll try to turn toward one direction that leads deeper into the veil. So, like, what if they don't even know where it's pointing toward? What if everyone just assumes that it's bringing them to the right place? It's like, I mean, no one's ever gotten to where this thing's pointing, so it must be the way out, right? Yeah, if you're whenever you're wanting to improve, it can be kind of hard when it's hard to find feedback on your work. I think just the most important thing is to find people who are really, for lack of a better word, obsessed with your own niches, with your own niches. I don't know, like the specific stuff that you're interested in. Try and find people that feel very similar to you, and those are the people who are going to be able to give you good feedback. Because I mean, you can get feedback from, I guess, like a more general audience as well, but it's kind of hard to get like a good opinion or like a well thought out opinion when the people are just not really invested in stuff like you know people who are within that niche are, if that makes sense. I'm sure that if you keep doing what you're doing, you keep working hard and sharing your stuff online, eventually people are going to come and see what you want to make, see what you are making. Let's see. Let me show you a little industrial design. It's like it's like all twisty. There's just like one hole over here, and it will stop in the direction that it needs to go. But that's kind of just like pulling it away from the magic idea. But I mean, is that okay? I mean, maybe. I guess it's just a matter of preference in what I feel like this thing needs to be. Like how will it lend itself best to the story I'm trying to tell? Well, what about sharing the process of making the story and making the world Poseidon, like as a YouTube channel? And that's kind of what I do. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I feel like I never know what I'm doing with this stuff, but It's almost like I kind of treat the channel as like trying to figure it out and trying to figure out the world as I'm working on it. But I probably need to get going. I've I've not had dinner yet, and I need to get cooking. But thanks for tuning in to this weird stream, everyone. Uh, I don't know. I almost feel like taken off a I've taken off the mask a little bit and shown you guys how like unorganized and chaotic my process is to discover it to like discovering stuff in the world. It's a little embarrassing, but it's a but I mean, it's fine. And I feel like we at least have figured out a couple potential directions to go into. I feel better than when I started. Oh, enjoy your meatloaf, Sidon. Have a good night, everyone.